What's going on, everyone? So today I just wanted to give you a quick recap of my demo deck session that was on Friday and some interesting stuff that I picked up while I was there. So for mine, we didn't really have that great of a turnout. It was two other people aside from me and my girlfriend. So kind of disappointed in that. Really wanted to play against some other people. But the Bushiroad staff was still pretty awesome, and I encourage you to go to yours and support yours. You will get the demo deck and 4 promo cards if you go. At least that was the case for me. I don't know if they're doing the extra 2 for every other store, but I'm assuming that they would be. But anyways, some of the stuff that I picked up while I was there, they were using giant cards to teach how to play the game, and the 2 cards that I want to talk about are Hidden Blade and All Things Blessing. So we've already seen these cards. They're in the demo deck, and they are also going to be in Rally to War, but they are also going to appear in the trial decks that come out on August 4th. So Hidden Blade is going to appear in Trial Deck 3, the Alpha Dominance, and All Things Blessing is going to be in Trial Deck 1, the Shadow Legion deck. So just thought that that was interesting. We got to see a common card that was going to be in the set because we've only seen the rares and double rares. And along with All Things Blessing, the guy was explaining that if you are playing like 2 yellow banners, so you have 2 yellow dice, and you use All Things Blessing, if you rolled a 1 and you rolled a 6 on your 2 dice, you would be able to trigger both effects. So I thought that was important to note. It was also on the Facebook page if you guys follow that. Someone had posted that. But then also he was talking about the resource step. So if you're familiar with the game, you know that the resource step is not mandatory. You don't have to put a resource down every turn, but it seems kind of pointless not to put a resource down because that's how you play the stronger cards. So I didn't really see a point to that rule. However, the guy was explaining that if you were running low on cards and you only had a few turns left, because it's the same thing as every other game. If your deck runs out of cards and you can't draw, then you lose. So he was explaining if you're about to deck out, then you don't want a resource on that turn, which makes sense. However, the only time I could see that being a problem is if you're playing like a yellow draw power deck, since those are the cards that we've seen the most draw effects from. So just thought that was important to take note of, just in case it ever happens to come up in a game, and you realize you're about to deck out in a couple turns, you don't have to resource, and that could save you. Then, moving on to the stuff that I really want to talk about. So, he was explaining some stuff, and he kept saying not yet on some stuff. So, the first thing, he said that all creatures have a color for now. There are no colorless creatures yet. So, there is potential for that in the future, which I think is awesome. It reminds me a lot of Chaotic, how they had the past creatures come in towards the end of the game. And then they also had the Marillions, which came in during their 4th set. And they were a different color. They weren't colorless, they were gray. So I don't know if and props if you know what I'm talking about, but I don't know if this game could potentially do the same thing, since I do see a lot of similarities between this and Chaotic, such as all of the tribes going to war. And I just think that'll be pretty awesome. I don't expect to see that anytime soon, maybe like late 2018, but that's something to look forward to. And also with that, the people playing beside us were Magic players, and the guy was saying that there were no instants in the game yet. So, for those of you that aren't familiar with Magic, an instant is a spell that you can play on your opponent's turn. So, that's something to look forward to, something in addition to the other cards that we have seen, which I think is pretty cool because they're working on expanding the game. So Also with that, I don't expect to see that until sometime maybe next year, if they do it at all. The guy just said that there's potential for it to be there. So those are just some things to look forward to, and let me know if you guys pick up any additional information during your demo deck sessions, and I highly encourage you guys to go to these, because it just helps um, increase the number of players that are aware of the game. And the more players we have, the bigger this game is going to get, and that's how the game is going to survive. So yeah, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll leave a link down in the description below with the list of demo deck sessions again, like I did for the demo deck caravan video. So, once again, thanks for watching.